Hello, this is Cryptolyze. I hope you are well. This Monday, 30 October 2023, we meet today to talk about Ocean, the crypto from Ocean Protocol. As usual, we will dissect it into two parts. A fundamental part, we will come back to the goal of Ocean and its protocol, and a technical part where we will project short, medium, long-term on purchase prices, sales prices, and that starts right away. As a reminder, you always have the possibility of having free access to the educational course, which is a 60-hour training course worth €400, which allows you to learn blockchain, crypto, investment, technical analysis, trading, everything to become profitable. Through 130 videos, 400 pages of guides, quizzes to find out where you are in your progress, and all for free. To have access to this lifelong training, simply use the platform of one of our partners. Everything is explained in the comments and descriptions. Ocean Protocol is a protocol that revolves around Ethereum. Mainly built on Ethereum, its goal is to promote data exchange, mainly in industry and in artificial intelligence. The next main thing is to be a platform in which data is at the center and in which we can monetize, request, structure data. The next main thing is to provide an infrastructure to be able to use, sell, or quite simply lend. Borrow, rent, do whatever you want with data sets. Whether personal data, whether it's our own data, or whether it's data sets that we designed, that we retrieved, that we structured, whatever the accessibility, we'll see later. The goal is, through an NFT, to provide access to or split up or manage the management of a set of data. Then, we can tokenize it and make them available. The advantage of this is to be able to use already existing actions to be able to manage this data. Don't worry, we'll discuss it a little later. Because we still have quite a few protocols that manage this. We have 9 protocols that integrate Ocean and which use Ocean as a protocol to be able to interface with data, consume data. So to be exactly precise, it's a little more complex than that. In any case, we have 9 who gravitate around and who have built around an Ocean offer, because that's the very principle, and in which we are going really have this idea of having the purchase and sale of data, whether is private or not, and while in fact keeping this notion of privacy. It's very important because that's also the goal of Ocean. It's to offer something where we have access to data, but we really retain access to that data. That is to say that I know that this data belongs to me, and I have the possibility of exploiting it while maintaining consistent privacy, whether it is data in itself, that is to say, I don't know who it belongs to, nor what exactly is inside. And besides, it's the same. The person to whom agrees to rent or sell me this data does not know who I am, nor what use it will have. This is why it is important to have this form of ecosystem between the two, in which we will have, through decentralization, the establishment of a link where we do not need a trusted third party. Next to it, we have precisely their concept around data NFTs and data tokens, which mainly allow the use of data sets through already existing exchanges, because a classic wallet, thanks to the NFT and the token, become data wallets and allow you to directly interface, rent, or use data. So it's quite well done as a concept, and what they want is to have Ocean behind it, which will be at the heart of that, in which we will have the stacking, which will allow the Ocean holders to be able to stack them and win Ocean VEs, so which will be the token which will be used to precisely access the data sets, or to be able to in fact quite simply earn the rewards when we make data available. And it will also be, alongside, something that will be used to sell or buy the datasets directly. At the level of max supply, we are on 40% of offers in circulation, meaning that the issue is going to be really very, very slow. They are talking about decades to reach 100%, so almost minimal, and we are already on a diluted capitalization of 500 million, which is already rather high compared to the general use we have of Ocean. The general idea is rather well done, in which we will have direct access to data, and it really fits into the notion of artificial intelligence. But what I like about Ocean Protocol is that it's something that has already existed for a long time. And precisely, it happened before the hype of artificial intelligence, behind a concept which is important, because it is true that the management of data, the management of private data, is an essential element in the use we will have of artificial intelligence, yes, but not only in the use of our everyday lives on the internet. And the fact of being able to monetize them is a real gain. But above all, what is interesting is that we have certain places where we need data to be able to develop, for example, artificial intelligence. This data is very expensive and above all is not necessarily private. And having a marketplace that allows you to do that can be interesting. Once again, the problem is that we are on a protocol which has an interest, which is not necessarily accessible to everyone. So we are always very careful. We have a small ecosystem. We have good news that is coming, but that does not prevent us from still in something which is very early, which has already gone through a cycle. Because if we look in the technical part, we see very clearly that we have this accumulation phase in 2019, acceleration, first wave of acceleration in August 2020, something which was already quite astonishing at this time. We began a lateralization to then give the acceleration of the bull run, so January 2021 until April 2021, and then we had a second wave of acceleration which was very minimal in November 2021 before having the breakout on the entire market. On this, we had the implementation of a BCR-STSAO, therefore classic, a wick-off distribution, stopping of the upward trend. We retrace. We will retest the upper part with the secondary test, and we are going to sink with the sign of weakness. To make an accumulation in which we made a very nice break in accumulation, therefore something which is excessively positive, in which we filled a large part of the imbalance, and we returned directly to retest the month of March, which was the period of Terra Luna, and the crash that we experienced across all cryptos. So it's rather positive. This breakup was really strong over a series of weeks. So that means that it's already well built, in which we are in a retracement phase which is decreasing in terms of inflection. We can clearly see that the bearish acceleration of retracement is in the process of decreasing. We have tapped on the 618 several times. I tend to think that we will retest here the breakout zone in the 0.22, which is the 786 of the classic Fibonacci retracement. So for me, we are in the interesting spot zone if we are interested in this protocol. However, we take into consideration that we have a potentially bearish trend as long as we do not break the 0.44 here. The 0.44, we would seek equity. If we consolidate above, that implies here that we will break this level, and therefore if we break this level, that means that we are indeed in a process here of break-off structure, and therefore of bullish continuity to get this top here, and therefore then accelerate upwards and enter a bull run phase. So, if we look a little bit at what this corresponds to, on this, we could project ourselves by saying that we are in a wave 1, wave 2 Elliotist, to precisely go for a wave 3. A 3 Elliotist wave which would seek as a target the 1.618 with an ocean which would go to the $3.24, which would still push its red cap brand to 5 billion, which is not huge when you look at it the state of the protocol and the use it could have with the advent of artificial intelligence and the needs linked to it. However, we know that we are in an ecosystem which is still very young. We are also in the Ethereum ecosystem, so that means with the limitations that we may have on the EVM, therefore, which is the virtual machine of Ethereum, which allows a certain number of things, but which is also at the same time limiting. So there are a certain number of functionalities which may be missing, which risk being complicated. However, we will have to monitor. Will Ocean have an ecosystem that will grow? Is this going to be a solution that will be popular with other protocols that we are starting to see emerge on, mainly artificial intelligence? Are we going to have a real use of Ocean? This is the question you need to ask yourself if you want to invest in this protocol. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, don't forget to leave me a like and a comment. It always makes me very happy. And we'll see you at 7 a.m. tomorrow for the daily news.